Hello everybody. So I thought we would have a look at Legion Games production of the Vive l'Empereur series. This is volume 8. I didn't realize there were that many titles out. I only own one and all the others are out of print. I've got the Wellington series, not the Wellington series, the Waterloo series. So there's 4 battles in that bad boy as well. And so this is 4 battles set in Spain for the Peninsula campaign. Ocana, Salamanca, Vitoria, and Sororan. I don't know how you pronounce that. So anyway, I thought you might like to have a quick little Shrinkrip. Let's see what it looks like. Beautiful artwork on the cover. Nice sturdy box. I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time on this, guys. Just a quick look. I'm curious to see what the production values will be, since this was all printed in by Legion Games. I got a little crinkle on the corner there. Well, that makes me sad. It was in a nice box too. It was really well wrapped, bubble wrap and everything. Oh well, it's not a drama. 2 dice, standard rules, version 3.3. My version is 2.1, I think. I'll check. Let me just want to see. Let me see. Let's see what version of rules from this guy. I know I printed them off. Well, this doesn't have. That's a 2011 edition of the rules, but I've got a printed copy here, and I'm wondering, how much of a change. I know. 3.3, so it's going to be the same, it's just the date has changed. Alright. The interesting thing about these rules is that you can run through the standard game, and then where I think you can add value in terms of deriving more Napoleonic flavor from the game is in the command system. There are actually 5 different, or maybe 4 different sets of command rules that you could use, and each one adds another layer of interesting flavor, with the ultimate perhaps being where you provide written orders and then there's an acceptance and rejection procedure that goes down for those, and then you've got to move those orders to and from the various leaders. But at the more simple level, you can simply say that every leader's got to be within 10 hexes of its commander above him, and that will put you in command and allow you to execute as you see fit. Now, the rules are pretty well laid out, and generally speaking, I'll say they're very straightforward to understand. There's a little bit of this argy-barginess with putting markers, crossways over units that are disorganized or whatever the case may be, and once you start getting stacks of units, they all start to wiggle around because there are different widths, and you can't see that there's different widths and things. So we seem to have a very blue lighting today, don't we? Well, I guess we'll just have to deal with it. Let me see if I can change. Ooh, just trying to see if any of that makes it any better for you guys. How about that? All right. So anyway, it looks like it's a bulky rule book. It's really not that hard. I think everything's pretty straightforward. The advance after combat guys, Dave, thinks that cavalry is too powerful in this. I don't have an opinion yet. I haven't played enough to know that. I'm hoping that I can find some smaller battles in this that we can kind of dink around with a little bit in more detail. Unfortunately, I had to pack up my exploration of the Battle of Waterloo for various reasons. Special rules and scenarios. This is going to have the same sort of layout. Now, so we'll get to this in a second. Let's see what they've done with the maps. That's what I'm most curious. Yeah, they've done the same thing here. Okay, so this will be interesting. Let's see what you guys think of this. So this is new. Nice, clean color terrain charts. I wonder if that's all the terrain. Cardstock for all of these, which is pleasant. Okay, terrain, if it doesn't have... I would have have hoped they would have icons on here. You know, it just makes it easier to read when you've got the picture. Now I gotta grab this and check this. I guess you'll get used to that quick enough. You can almost play the game off of this chart because it's telling you your movement for different organizations, the type of what happens to the firer and the target in terms of the adjustments on the terrain and the impact on melee, and that's a lot of the game right there. That's a pretty neat little set of tables. Pretty straightforward resolution system. I find the fire tables to be reasonably deadly. I'm in two minds about that. Okay, so similar but crisper and cleaner and tighter battle and morale management tables. You're going to need to keep track of morale on these things, so you may want to laminate these for use so that you can use them all at once, unless there's some other way to keep track of them. This is all the different battles for both sides. Okay, now here's the maps. Now the maps are very attractive, but you'll note there's no hex numbers, and so the setup charts, which we'll have a look at this in a sec, back a little bit for you to see. That's the town of Okana. This is different artwork than the prior games. Similar but different. This is a more the artwork was more akin to this. I wonder if it's worth having a look. And these maps are actually finished properly as well on the edges. Here you can see the artwork for the other ones. So it's very different, and this is the kind of thicker stock as well on these guys. A little bit. This is a shiny finish versus a matte finish. These are really quite interesting and evoke some period feel. They're a little stark. This is much more muted, which is probably well suited to the Spanish terrain, perhaps. In the peninsula. So there's that map. This is the Salamanca map. I'm not sure if these connect at all. I don't know. Have a look at that. Pretty open terrain, eh? There's two more. Wow, there's three more maps. There's 5 maps in this game. That's amazing. Ah, here we go. So look. No, maybe not. I'm just gonna trying to see if these have the edges trimmed so that they link up correctly. Or you've got to do them yourself. So this is where is Victoria? This is. Now often, I don't know what the situation will be with this particular game, but often you can link these up into playable, here we go, you can link these up into a playable campaign, so the losses can carry over one from the other. So here, see, we've got the nice, the edges are trimmed here, so this is going to link up to, yeah, just, nice, I just tore the edge of the map. This is going to link up to this guy, so this is a rather large 2-map battle. And you can see they've got the big oversized hexes as well. It's real pretty. Let's find the counters, and I'll try not to tear any more of the maps. Okay, so a quick look at the counters. These pop a lot better than the other counters. They're not as thick, but they are a nice thickness. There's certainly nothing wrong with these. They're all well printed. Here's your French forces. These are much cleaner and nicer than the Waterloo ones, I'll tell you that. Really nice, really well done. You flip them over, and then they're in column formation when you flip the units over. And it's got the formation designations on the side there, and also a number, so that when we get these scenarios, you'll see it's just going to say all the French setup. I don't know if you can see that. This is, you know, the French setup between A and B. These hex are included, these are not. The reserve divisions, units 13 to 18, on a line parallel to A and B. So you've got to go look at the map and work out where stuff goes. There's no hex, no hexes. It's kind of interesting. I don't mind. It takes a little bit longer to set up a scenario when they do things that way, but it certainly makes for a much more attractive map. As usual, there's even with this one particular battle on one map, so the Battle of Arcana, you'll find that there are a number of options. So there's a historical scenario, the morning moves, the cavalry fight, and you'll be able to go through and have multiple plays of the same scenario. This is Salamanca, and you'll have the historical what if, two what ifs, a turn 0, I'm not sure what that will be, and then there's some minor special rules, and all these details on the background, and then set up, etc., etc. More scenarios. Oh, this is so cool. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm hoping I can get to this in 2016. It probably won't be any time in the near future, but looks very, very nice. All right, I thought I'd give you a quick look at that. 4 battles from the Peninsula campaign. Legion Games is Pratzen Editions, French organization. Didier Roux does a great job with his rule sets. I'm currently trying to run a play-by-email campaign at his kind of strategic level game, which is kind of fun, but it's taken a lot of time, so things are kind of on hold at the moment. All right, here we go. I'll let you guys have a look at that, and we'll talk to you soon.